We are Ole Miss Rebels. As Mississippi's flagship university, we dig deeper, see farther, work harder. We pioneered human organ transplants. We helped prove Einstein's theory of gravitational waves. We are conducting life-changing research that solves the problems of today. We are Ole Miss, transforming lives and the world.
Welcome to the POMcast with Stephen Willis. Now we're going to do things a little different. We are going to provide an honest look at Ole Miss athletics for the fan, by the fan, and of the fan. That is what we do. Hell be to me. I'm just kidding. Tune in for some Ole Miss sports news. We're going to give it to you straight. Yeah, right now. The POMcast starts now. It happens now. Holy cow. Listen to me. It's starting. Well, it's going to start right about now. All right. All right. Well, welcome to the show. All right, had a little bit of reverb there, but now I am good to go. Sorry about that. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the POMcast on this Tuesday morning, coming to you live from the palatial Central Florida studios. Thank you so much for joining us today, and I hope things are going very well for you. Let's see, bring that up real quick. My Vault Society ad has disappeared, but I can read that from here real quick before we get started. I do want to tell you about the Vault Society. It's the big push for the Ole Miss Athletics Foundation. That's Vault Society support. It's a 5-year commitment of support. Membership is $5,000 a year, and there's a benefit chart on the site. All gifts to Ole Miss between now and June 30th will receive triple points. Red points are non-deductible and go towards priority seating. Blue points are 90% tax deductible and go towards parking and non-home ticketed games. That'd be postseason, bowl games, neutral site, etc. We've got a pretty big one on Labor Day that fits that bill. If you have any questions, go to give2athletics.com. Again, that is give2athletics.com. Again, I am Stephen Willis. Thank you so much for joining us today. You can listen to us on Twitter at The Stephen Willis or The Rebel Walk. You can catch us on Facebook at The Rebel Walk or facebook.com/POMcast. So you can, we're there for POMcast. Catch us on YouTube at Positively Ole Miss. Subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. You'll not only know that we're streaming, you'll know what we're streaming about. And we're also on Twitch at Positively Ole Miss, all lowercase, all one word. Thank you very much. We are completely on social media, so the only way we can spread the word is for you to like and retweet or share it. Do all that for us on social media. That'll help us out a great deal, and we'll grow the show. You'll see after the break today, we have another show coming up that's going to be on Friday that should help with the doldrums of the off season. Coming up. Just a heads up, we're not really doing rumors. We've never been that, into that. When something needs to be talked about, we'll talk about it, but we're not going to report rumors and all that and try to affect moods based on hypotheticals. That's just not what we believe in, not what we do. So that is our stance right now on the Bianco stuff, because who knows what's going to happen. Everything changes, and when news breaks, you can catch it on Twitter within 1 minute of it breaking. There's no need to go to other places and all that are playing the rumor game right now. So that's how we handle that. So keep an eye on Twitter. If anything happens, you'll be able to catch it there. But we will, on us, we will do a show towards the end of the week. That'll be a Rebel ranking show. We're going to go into that a little bit in detail in the second part of the show. Also on podcasts, you can catch us on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Spotify, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, and Pandora. We're on smaller podcatchers as well, but it would take all the show to do it. We're only here for 30 minutes, so we can't do it. So thank you very much. If you prefer the audio only, we're always going to lean to the video side, and we're going to sell ads and things based on the video side. But we want the audio one to be out there because, you might want to listen while you're in the car or something like that. So again, I'm Stephen Willis. Welcome to the Palatial Central Florida Studios. Today we're going to go over the importance of the running back room on this offense. People see Matt Corral, they put up all the big numbers, and they think he is the engine room that makes this offense go, and that's simply not true. I'll tell you how the running back room makes it happen. The second half of the show, we will break down the Rebel ranking show, what we're looking for. Probably about 6 of them this summer during the off season to kind of kill a little bit of time, 5-6 minute videos and different topics that we rank players in. Everything is my opinion, and once we do this, if you have an opinion on who should be on the list, you can always hit us up in the comments and let us know how crazy and wrong we are. So that's one thing we'll do, rankings coming to you. That's how we're going to handle this hot summer. By the way, it was like 107 in Arizona during the Super Regional, and everybody was talking about how hot it was. The real field temperature in Vicksburg, Mississippi was 109 while that game was going on. That's crazy. It's crazy. So everybody stay cool up there. It sounds like there's some hotness coming through the area. We're getting a little bit of rain down here, but so far, humidity is not getting but about 50%. I mean, that's not much for Florida. So, all right, everybody sees Matt Corral, and yesterday we did the 2 narratives of Matt Corral. So that tells you how great I think he is, and what he does and how he helps the offense. So this isn't any detractor on the quarterback position, and some people are going to hear different things, whatever. This is an offensive look at Ole Miss football, and the real engine room of the offense is the running back position, either through the pass game or the run game or the fake game. Remember, every play in this offense is essentially an RPO. There's always a run tag, there's always a pass tag. And now I'm talking about the 90% of the offense, not the 10% that Lane Kiffin puts in. So you have somebody like Jerry and Ely. You have somebody like Henry Parrish. You have somebody like Snoop Connor that affords you luxuries that Ole Miss isn't used to having. And, honest to God, credit probably needs to go to Rich Rod. Everybody likes to bag on Rich Rod over his year, but that 2019 recruiting class and his system and recruiting a running backs is probably the reason we have Snoop Connor and Jerry and Ely on campus. And that's 2 of our top 3 backs, with Henry Parrish from South Florida popping up the list as well. Now, this offense is 60% run. People don't realize that. They just see all the big plays in the passing game, and they assume this is like an air raid system and similar to what's going on down the road in Starkville, but it's simply not. This offense is very much a lull you to sleep offense. Remember, every play has a pass tag and a run tag, any play. So the linebackers can never be right. So it's going to depend somewhat on what the linebackers are doing. So if they're going up to aggressively attack the run, that big pocket behind the linebackers in front of the safeties are going to open up. If you try to close that down with the safeties, we're going to open it up over the top. That's where the big plays come in. That's where the 10% Lane Kiffin plays come in. Everything that you need to know is through that. It's through those linebackers. And this is an offense designed to torture linebackers. That's what I like to say, and I will continue to say it. And it's actually a really beautiful thing. Now, Ole Miss is going to be in search of a tight end, but I don't think it's necessarily going to matter. Obviously, you got a guy in that position that can catch the ball as a plus. but I'm not sure you need a plus player at the tight end position in this offense. Now, Harrison Bryant in Cleveland, who started FAU, it's a different story. It's a guy that kind of grew into it, kind of a Doug Ziegler type tight end. But I'm not sure that production's going to drop down that much because their role is so specific and what they're needed to do is so specific. So Chase Rogers might be able to handle that role. Hudson Wolf might be able to handle that role. I'm not 100% sure. I need to see it with my own eyes. Not necessarily what's told to me, but with my own eyes. And the same thing goes with the slot receiver. Everybody's freaking out about Elijah Moore. Well, between Quay Davis, J.J. Henry, and others in that offense, you might move in a Dontario Drummond or somebody to temporarily play that position. You're available there to do all the things that Elijah Moore could do. Not saying any one of them can do all the things that Elijah Moore could do, but between the three of them, they should be able to piece together a package for each of them that Elijah Moore did. So I'm not overly worried about the tight end and the slot position because this offense is, like I said, is predicated on the run game. So they're going to run the ball with Jerry and Ely. They're going to run the ball with Snoop Connor. They're going to run the ball with Henry Parrish. And it's going to get 3, 4, 5 yards, and it's going to look very drab. But those linebackers are going to have to come up to play the run. It's going to open up the play pass. This year, I expect my favorite triple option is going to make an appearance. I'm actually really hoping for that. That triple option is option 1, the jet sweep. Option 2, the running back. Option 3 is zone read run with the quarterback. That I honestly expect to show up this year. Now, you can see how that would torture linebackers. There's no rule that says after the option 2, you can't do a play pass to Hudson Wolf or the slot receiver. You can see how much it affects their eyes. With a jet sweep, that's designed to where you can hand the ball off to the jet sweep, and it doesn't even have to block. The speed of the player is enough to get around the end. So you are hustling. Automatically in your mind, you're just absolutely hustling that you've got to get there or this is going to be a problem. That's option 1. If they move and head out with the jet sweep, you can pull it and hand it to the running back to where they were. They're automatically out of position that this is where they were. Now, if everybody starts flowing that way, the zone read's available or down the field, or you can pull the ball and hit Chase Rogers or J.J. Henry or Quay Davis or whoever in the slot, and the front 7 of the defense is severely compressed. And those huge pockets open up in front of the secondary. Now, the secondary, they're going to talk about wanting to play deeper than the deepest. So that's going to allow that pocket to be created. If they cheat, the outside guys have a double move, and that's how you end up with something like Elijah Moore versus South Carolina last year, and just a completely uncovered guy going down the field. This truly is a genius offense. This is unlike anything we've ever seen offensively in college football. And it's a melding of the Lane Kiffin, Norm Chow principles and the Baylor stuff that they did, that RG3 won a Heisman with, and whenever they were putting up 600 yards a game with. Remember, way back when, and this isn't anything to do with his personal life or anything, but Art Briles was an assistant on Mike Leach's first staff at Texas Tech. He was a wishbone high school coach when he took that job. So it's somebody that believes in the run game with wishbone principles, all of a sudden learns the space of air raid principles. Now you mix that with tempo, it's a very dangerous thing. Once you get to the point where you're running it, and they built it over time at Houston at the beginning of Baylor, and people started to become experts on both things, both of the principles of the offense. Well, and the triple option space and spacing between players and making the linebackers run, and it's always, that was the original you can't be right offense. And then we started single gapping with Miami, and that caught up with the triple option a little bit. And they'll catch up with this offense as well. You're starting to see a little bit of matchup zones and things like that that could cause a little bit of a trouble. But if they want to play a standard straight up defense that we are used to seeing, this offense, I don't think this offense can be stopped. We can stop ourselves, but I don't necessarily think they can stop us because of that pocket behind the linebackers. That's the area they want to attack. Use the outside for double moves to keep the safeties back, but that pocket behind the linebackers, bring the linebackers up to stop the run game because this is a run-focused offense. Run the ball over and over and over at tempo to where their mind just doesn't work right. But because of that, that opens up those pockets. That opens up that separation in the secondary. That is what makes Matt Corral a very, very special quarterback because of the little work that is done on the front end in the run game that affects the linebackers going forward. Now, if they could just drop back and keep everything in front of them and not have to worry about it, not near the problem. You saw that at Arkansas last year. But once we started committing to the run game, in that Arkansas game, we had the ball with 3 minutes left with a chance to win the game with having 5 interceptions. As we grow in this system, and it's only going to improve. And everybody should be extremely happy about that. And it all starts in the running back room. It is important that is where we want it to be. It's important to have the Reggie Bush type player because that opens up everybody. If they have to worry about something going on in the backfield, that just opens up behind the linebackers. And nobody wants to get beat deep, so you just decompress that space. What at lineup was 5 or 6 yards between linebacker and safety, by the time the ball is thrown, is between 25 and 30 yards because of this offense. Linebackers going up, safeties going back. That's the whole secret to this offense and why it is so hard to stop. Because if you come up to try and help out the linebackers with the safeties, all of a sudden you put your cornerbacks on an island, and we will take deep shots. And we do have big-bodied, fast guys that can make the plays on the outside. Absolutely. If you want them to beat you, they will. If you want to play it straight up, we will kill you in the middle. If you want to completely drop 8, we will hand it off to our running backs. It's just a pick your poison type situation if you're the defense. There's not really a way to slow down this offense at this point. I'm not saying we can beat ourselves. Not saying there's that we're some kind of infallible thing, but the system itself is kind of like remember the Titans. It's like Novocaine. Give it time. Works every time. All right, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, I will let you know about the show coming up on Friday and what we're planning on doing. So until then, stick around. All right, welcome back. Commercial didn't really want to play. That's okay. We're having some technical glitches today, but that's fine. That's fine. We'll talk some more ball. That's no problem. Anyway, I do want to tell you about the rebelwalk.com. Evelyn and her team do a fantastic job. They have experts lined up for all these sports and Ole Miss football. And you know what? It provides a subscriber level experience for no money. Doesn't cost a dime. All it costs you is your time, and boy, is it well worth it. So check out the rebelwalk.com. That is the rebelwalk.com, and see what they have in store for you today. We're coming up to football season. Once we get to football season, it should be a lot of fun. Now, we are going to basically start a new show this Friday. It's going to be me. It's going to be a short form show, like 5 to 10 minutes in that range. And it's going to be a ranking show. We're going to call it Rebel Rankings with Stephen Willis. And we're going to do things like we're going to start off Friday with the most electrifying offensive players in Ole Miss football history. Now, I may not be all right. I may get some wrong. I may forget some. What happened? If I do, put it in the comments below. Let us know what you're thinking. Let us know if you agree with the list or disagree with the list. This is all for you. But it'll allow this 6-week period. I think media days are in about a month. So 6 weeks until practice starts. But this will allow us to kind of let it pass on. But we're going to do things like the most electrifying offensive player in Ole Miss football history. I think that's coming up Friday. We are going to do we're probably going to close out with, top 5 players in Ole Miss football history, maybe. And like I said, I could get some wrong. But this will be a ranking based off my opinion. And if you want to join in, you can. We put them in the comments below and let us know. Let us know who I forgot. Like some honorable mentions that's not going to make the list this weekend, like Taboris Fisher. He was real close but didn't quite make it on the list. I like Taboris. Great player. Randy Baldwin. Great player. Didn't make the list. So it should be quite interesting to see. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to have a top 5 list of short form video rankings, and we're going to do it on Friday so you have the weekend to comment, watch, and do whatever you need to do. So that should be pretty cool, doing stuff like that. And as you can see, we did some graphical stuff before this show. I think the problem was I had this window up and to do this one, but I also had another window up for my ranking show because I was building that, and that was where the audio was coming in. I couldn't figure out where it's coming in. So sorry about that. We are going to give you a little bit of time back today. Thank you very much for watching, and of course, hotty toddy.